Picking up where we left off, we're inside of an opportunity, and I want to show you around what the opportunity looks like. We're on the details tab. This is the default screen and where we show up. All the information we put in the create opportunity screen shows up here. We've got the opportunity name, the market center it's tied to, ultimately who owns it, what phase and stage it's in, as well as any of the estimated information we put in. There's a seller's worksheet, works similar to a net sheet on here. You can put all of this information in and then toggle this on to show on the offer comparison tool. I'll teach that later in an offers section on how the multiple offer situation works. I've got Porch connected through the marketplace. This is a repair estimate report that's pretty amazing. If you don't know what that is, look into it as you have specifically on the buyer side, not as much on the listing side. You can put the property information in here, the address. You can select the listing from the MLS and link it to here. You'll have to do this before you can close out the property. I'm going to go ahead and select an old listing of mine, and you'll see it autofills this property information. So if I select listing, it'll autofill some of those details. Seller profile, this is where it's going to connect if your person is connected in the app or on the guide in the app. This is where that's going to show up. Documents, we're going to come and start here. This is where we're going to jump in and pick a checklist type. We're going to go over the other additional options, offers, commissions later in additional videos. Right now, we're in the document tab, and this is where the compliance process begins. So someone's moved beyond the cultivate stage. They are getting ready to be active, whether an active listing or an active buyer, and you need to execute an agency agreement of some sort. This is where you're going to start. Now, in the market center that I'm showing you, we have different checklist types. Every market center could be different depending upon your broker in charge. However, under this left-hand side, pick checklist type, I can pick the different type of transaction that it is. And this has been set up by my specific market center. I'm going to go ahead and do a residential resale transaction. And you'll notice on the left-hand side, I've got folders that populate. I'm in a listing, so I've got a listed and under contract and a closed folder. In a buyer, there'll be an agency agreement section in the first folder, and under contract and a closed as well. Now, each folder I can click through, and it is going to populate the list of documents that are needed, required, conditionally required, and optional, depending upon the state you're in and ultimately your broker in charge and their requirements in regards to license law and additional documents required for your specific market center. This is how we get to that point. We get our list. You can see what documents are needed. So no matter what software you're using or if you're signing in person, you'll know what documents you need in order to submit for compliance and ultimately get approved folders. Now, underneath the custom folders here, you can add custom folders. These are private. They're between you and you alone. You can upload photos here. You can upload supplementary documents that aren't needed for the compliance process. Also, know that what's in the listed, under contract, and closed folder, your market center cannot see those documents unless you have either submitted them to the market center for review or you have them in the active stage or beyond, or active phase or beyond inside of the opportunity pipeline. That's the overview of how we get into our opportunity and selecting a document type. We're going to jump into starting a transaction and accessing the documents in the next video.